So the Nets finally today officially get Blake Griffin. They got their final Infinity Stone, bro. Thanos is ready, and Thanos is the Nets, and they're about to destroy the league. Que pasa to the pack? It is Pack here,
aka your mama's best friend.
Hey, before this video starts, be an OG, join the pack and subscribe. We're gonna go over the trade, well, not even the trade, the signing in NBA 2K21 and show you the ratings and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm already in NBA 2K21. You have Kevin Durant, you have James Harden, Kyrie, Joe Harris, DeAndre Jordan, and now you have Blake Griffin. Oh my God, 78 overall, power forward, would be the best power forward on the team. Then again, I guess Kevin Durant's a power forward, so never mind. He's a small forward, but that's not the point. Blake Griffin is now added to the team. This is huge for the Nets because their biggest problem, well, there's two biggest problems. Problem number one, their defense sucks. I don't know if Blake Griffin's going to help with that. But problem number two is their depth. They got like 3-4 good players, and everybody else is like dog water. But still, this is the thing. You have Blake Griffin now. You have a little bit of depth. You have another option that can help be a tool for this team. And that's the most important part for the Nets. They have somebody else that can help them out, right? Because they have Joe Harris to be a three-point shooter. They have DeAndre Jordan to be, I guess, like a rebounder who can like kind of play defense now, not really. And Blake Griffin can be something for them. The problem is we have to figure out what Blake Griffin is going to be for this team, right? So 78 overall. Let's talk about Blake Griffin first. He's averaging 12 points per game, okay? 5 rebounds, 36% from the field goal range, which is terrible, and 31% from 3, which is not good, but it's also not like terrible, right? So statistically, pretty bad this year, pretty bad. But just 2 years ago, 25 points, 7.5 rebounds, 5 assists on 46% from the field goal percentage, and also 36% from 3. I mean, that's way better, and that was just 2 years ago. I mean, we gotta break this down. Why is Blake Griffin playing so bad now? The first and obvious reason is injuries. This man woke up injured and goes to sleep injured for years. He's just constantly getting hurt. But that's because his game was predicated on athleticism and constantly having to drive and be aggressive. And on top of that, he's had to carry the Pistons as much as he could, considering they were really bad talent-wise. But now, he doesn't have to worry about that anymore. He's the, fifth option on this team behind Joe Harris, right? You'd say? So, like, he doesn't have to work that hard. He really just has to do a couple of things for this team. And, like, you're talking about a pretty helpful dude on this team. If he averages, 14 points on effective field goal percentage, that's a really big upgrade for this team. Just straight up, at least depth-wise. He could be the sixth man. I think it makes the most sense to make him the sixth man on this team. But they're saying, and I completely disagree with this, they think that he should be the center for the team. They're trying to make him a small center. Do not make the mistakes the Rockets did, because you cannot have no center. You need to have someone that's big, so they shouldn't do that. You could make him the power forward, and then you move Kevin Durant at small forward, and then Joe Harris on the bench. But Joe Harris complements his team perfectly starting-wise, so there's no reason to do that. That'd be a very stupid thing to do. Smartest thing to do is you keep Blake Griffin as a sixth man on this team. Now, what does 2K believe? They believe he's going to be the sixth man on the team as well, with 24 minutes per game. Now, this is all good and dandy. I mean, that's nice. This team is broken in 2K, by the way. If you ever pull up the Nets when we're playing, the new Warriors, if we're playing one-on-one in 2K and you pull up the Nets, nah, my dude, we're fighting right there, just straight up square up. What Blake Griffin's going to be able to do or need to do is shoot. He's going to have to be able to shoot for this team because they're going to need somebody to hit something besides Joe Harris. And obviously Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden are all obviously can do that as well. But Blake Griffin could be another option. In fact, if they make him a center, they could stretch the floor out pretty aggressively. Or what they could do is hope that he becomes a pretty elite defender. And listen, I'm one to believe that anybody can be a pretty good defender in the NBA as long as they focus on it. And if they told Blake Griffin, listen, we just want you to be a 3-and-D guy, I bet you he could do it. As long as he stays healthy, right? Which, who knows if that's going to happen. Poor dude. But I want to see, right? I want to see if this team is beatable. So I'm going to make a simulated season with this Nets team and see if they even lose a game. Because this is like gross. So going to my NBA season, we have to use the Blake roster, obviously. And because they haven't actually officially updated it, but I'm assuming it's going to come out today. And we're going to use the Nets and see, I mean, do they beat the Lakers? Like, they still can't play defense, and so it's kind of like we'll have to wait and see what happens. But let's just simulate the entire season. Power ranking wise, 7th in the NBA, which is just wrong. Let's see what happens. All right. Click. Please don't get mad at me. Okay, so we finished the season out. Let me just show you guys straight up. So they have the number 3 record in the East, playing against the Hawks. So not even the best team in the East. 53-29, though, is a really good record, though. Let's just straight up be honest. I want to see his player stats. That's what I want to see more than anything. I want to see Blake Griffin's specific stats this season, because that is what's mattering to me. What the heck? Okay, so Blake Griffin was averaging 12.7 on 4.6 rebounds, 3 assists, and field goal percentage 43% from the field on a 32% from 3 field goal percentage. Okay, so statistically not that much better, but I mean, it wasn't worse either. In fact, like field goal percentage wise, he was more efficient. So he's basically what it's saying is going to have the same stats but more efficient. I believe it. But that's, you know what, dude? They're really not asking Blake Griffin to be what he was on the Pistons or the Clippers anyways, and that's what Blake Griffin low-key needs right now, because he cannot be the number 1 guy anymore. Not at this age, not with the problems he has health-wise. He was already injured in this game like twice. So let's simulate the playoffs. I just want to see what happens if they make it to the final in the and they made it to the finals, and the Nets won the championship 4-2 against the Lakers. Okay, literally James Harden Finals MVP. Let's see what they got in the actual playoffs. Let's see what Blake Griffin did. Blake Griffin in the playoffs averaged 11. He was efficient. I mean, he's really going to be a role player for this team, and that's okay. The Blake Griffin doesn't need to be a superstar anymore, so that's good. So that's sick. I think it's good. I think the Nets have a lot of talent now, and it's kind of scary. But the problem is they still don't have defense, and that's a big deal, especially when you're trying to win a championship. It might get you through a lot of the teams, but once you start playing the teams that are not only good offensively, but defensively, like the Sixers, like the Bucks, and most importantly, like the Lakers, you are going to struggle, and Blake Griffin isn't going to help that. Unless I'm crazy, and he actually is a really good defender out of nowhere. He's not going to help you in that department. So to this day, at this very moment, they're still bad defensively. And if they're still bad defensively, they're probably going to not win the championship. But who knows? No one's ever seen a team with this much talent offensively ever. So who knows? We'll actually have to wait and see. That is it for this video. What do you think? Do you think this signing is cash or trash? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like this channel, give it a sub. Don't use the Nets when you're playing with friends, or they won't like you anymore. And I'll see you guys next time. If you want all the latest news of NBA 2K and also NBA in general, you should follow me on my Twitter account at PackHoopsYT. Not only that, I do giveaways all the time when it comes to VC, games, and also even consoles. So check it out, follow me, and see you there.